my favorite herb. Pretty blue flowers. It's called Lobelia. This is an excellent relaxant, expectorant, and for muscle cramps. So the interesting thing here is it's a very strong antispasmodic. In fact, it is listed in the United States Pharmacopoeia as a product to overcome epileptic seizures and asthma attacks, menstrual cramps, and charley horses, whether it's in the calf, foot, or back. Very effective. Just before you all came here, I was giving an order for somebody, and I asked him if he wanted to stay for the herbal hour. He couldn't. He says, but I just got to tell you, I absolutely love that lobelia. I asked him how. He says, well, I get these cramps right on the inside of my leg, and he says, all I got to do is rub a little on or take some, and he says, it just goes away. So it's still being proved by reputation. That's what we started our conversation on. It's excellent to clear mucus from the passageways of the lungs and bronchial tubes faster than any other herb. I've had close family members that I have used. Have you used it?
I have that stuff. I won't ever run out.
All right. Let me give you a background on that. I'm watching my watch. I'll finish on time. But this is an interesting sideline. About 10, 15 years into the business, and I absolutely loved lobelia. I have given it to young kids and babies, people in their deathbed. It's one of the safest of all herbs, but it got banned by the FDA because it was so terribly dangerous. And they have so much power, they just said, you can't have it, it's dangerous. They banned it. It took 10 years to get it back. Multiple court actions using your tax dollar, my tax dollar, to fight what we wanted to have. Finally, what it was is they said, well, people have died from the use of it. Our lawyers came up and said, who? It was back in the 1800s. Back in the 1800s, they found out this person had been bled. He had had the leeches. And one of the things he had was lobelia, because Samuel Thompson, a doctor of that time on the natural side, had said, well, let's help him with some lobelia. The point was, they could not say that lobelia caused his death since he had been bled and all these other things. The opposition came up. I love it. When I was in school, they wanted me to be a lawyer. I just loved to follow the court cases and what have you. And so this was of interest to me. And the opposing lawyer came up and says, well, we can't prove that it caused their death, but we can prove that it is too dangerous to put out into the public. Our lawyer was back, well, what do you mean? The answer, people get deathly sick from it. They can even vomit from it. Our lawyer, in the United States Pharmacopoeia, it is listed as an emetic. That means it causes vomiting if taken in large amounts. That's from your own medical book. They argued back and forth. Our lawyer came back. Well, just to use your arguments here, if it is so dangerous that it will make you vomit if you get too much, then you can't get too much. The case was finally dropped, and we got lobelia back. But guess what happened? On the label, they made us put for external use only. Well, nobody's ever used it externally, unless they're using it for a muscle cramp.
I use it externally for
Yeah.
my lungs.
Oh yeah, you can rub with my not Susan, but my wife that died on me. She used to say she had elephants sitting on her chest, and if you took the lobelia and rubbed it in, it just sort of relaxed all of that. What were you using it for?
Asthma.
Asthma, okay. It's very good. It's very cleansing. Well, we did get it back. It's a side point, not part of the regular herbal hour, but I thought it would be of interest to show the battle that goes on between the medical profession and the herbalist.